Welcome back to LDB Games. I'm Lord Darth Balls, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. And this video is about speed farming Spider Hard Stage 10. Put out a video a couple weeks ago utilizing Trunda, and it was due to a bug in the code, the way the Spiderlings reacted to multi-hit abilities. So the Spider was nerfed, and I was forced to find an alternative solution. It wasn't until I pulled Accountem this past weekend, because though Taraku has a couple really good free-to-play friendly compositions, it would have required me rebuilding a couple champions to hit the right speeds. I didn't really want to do that. I pulled Accountem this past weekend, and then I caught Hell Hades' video breaking down how his passive works. And this blew my mind. Because it is a 45-second run. The only reason it fails right now is Accountem isn't maxed out, doesn't have very high effective HP, and doesn't have any masteries. So once he's maxed out, has masteries, all of his gear is maxed, this will be 100% accurate, 100% win rate, excuse me, because right now I think it's like 95% plus win rate. But it's because I haven't finished building him, but it works. So let's get into why it works, how it works, and what these champions are wearing and how they're geared. So Accountem, let's take a look at his kit, right? So he's got an A1, which is a triple hitter. Each hit has a 40% books to 50. I have it at 45 right now, of placing a poison debuff, so can place up to 3. If the target is under a hex, also has a 40% chance of applying a debuff spread, taking one random debuff from the target and placing it on all enemies. And that's each hit. So you could, in theory, debuff spread up to 3 debuffs. This is a pretty incredible A1, if you ask me. Now, his A2 is another triple hitter, and it's an AoE, which is huge. Each hit books to 75% chance of increasing the duration of hex debuffs, and if there's no hex, has a 75% chance of placing hex for 2 turns. So on 3 hits, you're pretty much guaranteed hex across every enemy. The odds are with you, right? It's not 100%, but the odds are definitely in your favor. And then his passive. This thing is very unique. So it has books to 100% chance of inflicting damage from 1 poison debuff to enemies under hex whenever their allies receive damage from poison. So what that means is when the main spider takes poison damage, if hex is on all of the spiderlings, they just take all of the poison damage. And it ends up killing them before the spider can actually eat them to then heal up, right? With that one, that first move, her A2 or A3, I think it is. Which is pretty incredible. And the way, you know, Hell Hades and the HH team figured it out is that this is actually coded as a hit. So, built with lifesteal, when a poison basically explodes on an enemy, Accountem heals a little bit from it too, which is wild. Now, Accountem's, I believe, the last person to go before the spider takes their turn. So block debuffs is important because you don't want Accountem to fall asleep. But I also brought in Duchess because Duchess brings an AoE Perfect Veil. And the only reason this isn't 100% is because Accountem's effective HP is low. So the Perfect Veil helps for damage mitigation to help him survive that hit, right? Taurus comes in and he's the poisoner. He's got his A3 puts 4 poisons on every single enemy. It's 100% chance after being booked. He puts Unkillable on himself for 2 turns. He damages himself down to 1% HP, which is irrelevant because he's got Unkillable. And he puts 4 poisons on every single enemy, which is where the bulk of the damage is coming from, even though it's technically Accountem. And then I bring in Renegade to reset all their abilities, get Accountem's AoE Hex back, get Taurus's 4 AoE Poisons back, and we go again. Rinse and repeat, right? So my Duchess is running at 274 speed. She's just got to be fast. My Renegade is running really quick too, 273. So with the AI, she's got to open with either her A1 or her A2. Accoutem's running 244. Now, hold on, go back to that. And 363 accuracy. Now, that's important along with the speed. You'll notice I have about 38,000 HP and 2,200 defense. Ideally, this should be over 3,000 defense and over 45,000 HP for 100% success rate. And then Taurus comes in, and he's got 346 accuracy with 243 speed. His effective HP doesn't matter because he's got unkillable the whole time. Taurus doesn't have masteries. Accountem doesn't have masteries. Renegade doesn't have masteries. Duchess is the only one. So you can see how much room there is to grow in this build, and yet it's still 95 to 98% win rate, which is incredible. So let's get in and showcase the run, and hopefully this one doesn't fail. That would be my luck. So real quick, let's do the AI, because the AI is important with the speeds that I have set up here. Duchess, you don't need to worry about. Accountem needs to prioritize his A2. For some reason, his AI tells him to use his A1, and I'm not really sure why. As long as you keep Immortal Malison as first priority, won't be an issue. Taurus, priority 1 on his A3, nothing else really matters. And Renegade, I have her opening with her A2 and prioritizing sacrificial rituals for her to reset everyone's abilities and go around again. So let's run it real quick. See if it works. Let's actually put it on 2x speed, so we can see a little bit more of the mechanics as they're happening. 1x speed, excuse me. So Duchess is going to start with her block debuffs, Perfect Veil. Renegade's just going to burn turn. So there's the full AoE hex, right? You can see it went out on everybody. There's the AoE 4 poisons from Taurus, and boom, massive chunk of health taken out from all those spiderlings dying from those poisons. Now, we haven't gotten a chance to, here's the reset. So Accoutem's going to come in with his A2 again for the AoE hex, right? You can see every single spiderling. And now Taurus doesn't have his poisons back yet. That'll be next turn, right? But there were still poisons on the Tainted Scavag, and everybody still had a hex. So it still just killed the spiderlings. Accountem comes in, and he can actually now spread with his A1. He spreads the hex and puts a poison. We've got the 4 poisons from Taurus coming back out. Spider gets a turn, and it is a wrap. That was a little slower of a run. It can be as fast as like 45, 44 seconds. But that's it with 4 champions. So it's actually kind of cool because you can then put some food in here, level some champions while you're farming for mythical gear. Anything good? No, that is trash. So that's what I got, guys. Really cool new champion, Accountem. I like really, what is he? He's Skinwalker? Yeah, really cool champion. And I mean, like, he's totally got the Edward Scissorhands vibe, but like with poisons, right? And like, he's got these eyeballs, but it's like they're, I don't know. It's like almost like they're little poison grenades, that he can just like whip out. You got a little, probably got some like, I don't even know, some apothecary stuff in there and beady green eyes. He's got more poison daggers here. Really cool artwork. And just an incredible champion. And a quick note, he does have an aura, a speed aura. I used Duchess's because the Tainted Scavag speed is 245, which means you need to make sure that everyone is above 245 speed so that you go before the spider. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys are finding some luck, getting some good mythical gear. I'm Lord Darth Balls. I'll catch you all in the next video. Enjoy your raid.